Welcome back. This is the Saturday afternoon race number 2 for the VDCA Wild Hare run. We've got the pole. We set the fastest lap in the previous race. We're coming to the green. Again, I'm taking a little bit faster than I should be. Clear green's out. That was poor management job on my part. I should have kept it a little slower, 48 to 50. All right, Tim got a good start. He made the move around the outside. From where I was sitting, everything looked like it was clean through turn 1. See if we can put in some work on the cold tires. Let the race sort itself out here in a lap or 2. Tim's being pretty smart here and putting a hot lap in, but managing his tires. He's usually a little faster through the first sector, so he's just making sure he's there at the end. One thing I noted that's different than the morning race. The morning race, we were talking about the swirling winds, which we don't see too often when we go to VIR. We usually see a wind that's coming driver's left to right from where we are now, kind of hopping over the water tower there from the Dan River. But Saturday the wind was deceptive on Saturday. So the morning we had swirling, and this afternoon race, while it wasn't strong winds, it was enough where it was disturbing the wake of the cars, so that the draft was not as far back as it typically is. So what we found through this run is you kind of needed to be a little closer than typical to get the advantage of the car went ahead, punching a hole in the air. But that'll unfold as the day goes on. Using the same tires I ran this morning, they're in their prime as far as speed goes. On here, he gets a really good run out of. He's good in the first sector, but particularly 4, 5, and 6 is things really count there. We're hustling it. Took it a little too hot and had to use all the curving there, which has gotten bumpier through the gears. Tim got a better run. We're going to let him by, trying to minimize the time we're side by side. Doug Meese is right there in 3rd place. The 3 of us had a pretty good run in the morning, so fully expect the same thing to happen here in race 2. Temps probably 75, maybe 80, middle of the day here. It was actually probably closer to 80. It was a warm day. Track conditions were pretty good this afternoon. Again, this is Tim's really strong area of the track after running together in the morning. Everybody kind of knows what the other one's got holding in their hand and what they don't. And this is follow Tim's lines there in the blue crossley. This is about as good as it can be through the first sector. And I would call this the end of the first sector. Just like this morning through the uphills, we're pretty neutral. I'm gaining a little bit here, but that's more from the toe than anything else. Still quicker through 10. I think that might be seat time around VIR and car design. Again, Tim nails Oak Tree. I did that pretty well for me, and then I'm just taking advantage of the draft here. He's going to let me by my strong section of this track compared to the other two drivers in the group here is the downhill. So Tim's gonna let me lead and catch my draft and do what we can do to try to open up the gap here, work together. It's pretty clean through all that. See if he'll slingshot into turn 1 here. Nope. About as good as I take turn 1, and you could see I was still probably holding Tim up a little bit, so too much curve at the apex, had to correct. Noticing I'm probably taking a little more curving than I'd like at turn 6 there, the left-hander in the lower S's. And if you'll notice, I'm losing a little bit, get a little bit of wheel spin with the open differential and losing a little bit of drive, something I need to kind of regroup on and think about for future lines and setup. All right, let's see. Missed the apex, too hot, bumpy. Missed a shift there. Thanks to Tim for not running into the back of me, because I really botched that. Get right back in line, see if we can salvage something. Use his draft to fix our screw up there. Looks like we've opened a little bit of a gap here. It's infinitely easier to manage and plan for things when it's a 2-car race. We're not looking to pass here, just get some fresh air. But the third car adds so many extra variables that it really makes you constantly question the situation, where you want to position your car, when you want to make your run, when you want to conserve your tires. Overcooked it there. He's not making mistakes, so we're really going to have to be on the stick to have a shot at this one. He was able to get through. Appreciate that. Let me through as well. Normally I'd get a really good draft at this distance, and I'd say I'm on the tail end of it. Closed up through 10, so make something happen. We both went wide there, so no advantage or disadvantage. Again, we'd normally be just sucking right past with the draft here, so we do have one, but it definitely isn't as strong as it would be on other days. Alright, we got lap traffic again. So we'll see how we manage this. Sometimes it really works to your advantage, and other times it doesn't. So no harm, no foul. We're all good through there. All right, so we got through those two without changing the gap. Little bobbles. I'm really struggling. I'm pushing it, and you can see he's just walking away here, going about as hard as I can go through this first sector. Too far, so that gap's just going to open up a little more here. Again, too much curve there. Not big errors. These are just minor things, but they compound at this track, and you can see we're probably not getting much of a draft at this point in these conditions, so you're gonna have to really execute this corner well. See, we got another car up there. Let's see if we can get close enough to get a little snip of the draft. Not great. I don't know that it costs us too much. Alright. That car's a little quicker than we expected here. This may not pan out. Tim gets around, which it looks like he will. Hopefully we can. I just wasn't close enough. So Tim's through. Look, give him room. Alright, you saw me. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it. I wanted to look, but leave him the corner because it was his corner. But you can see, now we're on our own. There's no draft, so we probably lost about 2.5 seconds that lap. We're pushing here. Okay, looks like Tim got through there, but looks like it might have checked him a little bit. It's gonna be tricky. I want to stay in it. I think there's room. I think he sees me. All right, so that was probably a net neutral for both of us, but he can conserve his equipment here and be ready if I catch up, which I know Tim's doing. He's very aware of the situation. Woo, we entered that sideways. Same deal. Head down. I think we made a little bit of ground back there. It might not be a full draft, but maybe we're getting a little bit of less dense air here. as deep as we can on the brakes. I'm giving it everything I got here. Alright, there's the white flag, 1 to go. I don't know that we're going to be in position to fight here, but see how we can do. Maybe we'll get lucky and have him held up by a lap car in a spot that's advantageous for us. Too deep. That probably ruined our shot. Too much curve. We're going to need a little help with this if we're going to make it a race of stripe. And again, Tim's not going 100% right here wisely, because all he needs to do is keep a gap. Yep. That was driver error. Although we're getting a little toe here. We're starting to get a little bit. I have to really send it as deep as I can on the brakes to have a shot. There's a car. Seems to be able to run these cleanly. I'm gonna really hit that hard. Really hit it hard. Checkers out. That's it. Congratulations. Tim's 2 for 2. That was a good race. And that was a 2:07.2, so that was my fast time of the weekend. On to the feature tomorrow.